Right. Okay, very good evening. Now, just came off a live where I was on TikTok with the lady who set up this. That there. Right? Now, here's the thing. We spoke for quite some time, and there is a lot of people who are doing their best to help the person who is on that bit of paper. But I'm going to speak about me now. Now, men don't talk about their problems. No, we don't. We lock them away. I'm going to bring the camera forward just a little bit. There we go. So here's the thing, okay? We don't talk about our problems because we're men. We're big, we're hard, we're strong. Now, last November, my mum was seriously ill. COVID. We both had it. We both had to go through those horrible, where you've got to stick it up your nose and then back your throat, and then into the mixture. And my mum got worse and worse, and I'm only capable of doing so much. And it got to the point where I rang 999. The ambulance came out, and like I say, my mum went to QMC, Queen's Medical Centre in Nottingham, and I followed in the car, and I had to back off because it was a blue light one, and it was dazzling my eyes. So I backed off and got to the hospital. And the thing was, my mum spent a little over a week, I think it was, and then she was transferred to City Hospital. Now, my mum had various different things wrong with her, and as I say, she was on 98% oxygen, and then it went to 80%, 60%, and then they got it to 30%. In all this time, like I say, we don't speak about what's going on, what's happening in there and in there. Now, many years ago, my mum realised that I was doing videos just like I'm doing this one right now. This is my mum's bedroom, now my bedroom, because on the 22nd of November the devastating news. And it was. He has an idea for you how devastating it was. Imagine you're driving along and an 18-wheeler is out of control and it smashes clean into you. Now, like I say, I had to deal myself with, on the 21st, went to the hospital to visit Mum to make sure she was eating, drinking, and she was taking the medication. And on that particular day, as I walked into the room, I'd been in the room a couple of minutes talking to Mum while she had this mask on her face. And the nurse came in and she said, if you don't mind, could you just pop out of the room a second? And this other lady came in to adjust my mum in the bed. So I'm standing outside chatting to this nurse, and nurses have different uniforms. And what basically happened was the nurse in a different uniform came up to us and she went, is it Paul? I went, yeah. She went, can I just have a word with you? I went, yeah, no problem. Had no idea, none, what was about to happen. And what she said to me was this: one of the consultants wanted to speak to me. And what happened in that room was he turned around and said to me, your mum is now on end of life care. Now, to be totally honest with you, when he said that to me, it was as if somebody had put me in a boxing ring with Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson was in a very, very bad mood. I broke down. I cried. Nurse came over as the doctor was speaking to us, and I could not process all of the information. The doctor turned around and said to me, we're going to make your mum as comfortable as we can. And like I say, my brother, who lives in Beeston, he was at work. So it was just me by myself who had to deal with all of this. And on the 22nd, that was the hardest day to cope with. I ended up at, I left City Hospital at about 5:30 on that evening. At about 10:35, my phone went off. Apparently just after 10 o'clock, my mum had slipped away. And I never, ever expected that. The information which the doctors had said to us and the nurses had said to us was trying to process the information, to deal with the information, all by myself. And as I say, when it all came to bear at 3 a.m. in the morning, my phone went off again. And it was to come to the hospital. My brother jumped in the car with his missus and me, and we all went. And when I saw my mum just lying there, I was destroyed. I was absolutely, completely destroyed. I fell to the floor. And as I got back up, I saw my brother reaching over, and he kissed my mum there. And he turned around and he said, "Mum's still warm." Now, as I say, I do YouTube, I do TikTok, and I'm everywhere online. Now, what happened since was an utter disgrace. Utterly. That is Alexa that you just heard. Now, here's the thing. January, everything started to go wrong. It was called a pylon. I've just had a pylon just before there because I posted a video with this. Now, as I say, us men, we are meant to be big, we're meant to be strong. But you know something? In January, as I was coming back down from Newcastle, I'd gone up to pick the car up. That car wasn't there. The person wasn't there. And on Twitter, which I have to say, Elon Musk, I have to say this, Twitter is the most toxic place. It really is. There are people on there who do not care. They really don't. Now, since January, and this is anybody can say this, simply by looking at the comments that are on my YouTube. Some of those comments are talking about plans I have. And this video is about mental health. It's about what goes in there and in there. Because we don't talk about it, but you're watching it. Now, here's the thing. Things I love: Newcastle United, and I love doing what I'm doing right now. I intend to make a business from this YouTube. And when you come onto my YouTube, I told people in January, your comments, whatever they may be, they're there for the whole world to see. Because, like I said to Anita before on her live, when she said to me about doing podcasts, yeah, I'll do that. I'll sit there and I'll talk to anybody. But you see, the thing is, there are a tiny percentage who all they want to do is bully and twist that knife. Well, guess what? The battles I've had since January, I've spoken to the local job centre who I've applied for money from the job centre, and today I got an email from the lovely Ruth Edwards MP for Rushcliffe in Nottingham, who I sent her pictures from my Universal Credit. Oh, here's one thing, okay? I didn't ask to have the rotary cuff here. No, I got that from work for a big bus company, and I'm not mentioning that bus company because I'm going to take that bus company to court. Now, like I say, when we moved down here, helping a lady and her husband who just live a few doors away, she rang me up and asked for help to get him to the toilet. That's where this rotary cuff happened, because she had just had a reverse operation on her shoulder and she couldn't lift him. So I had to attempt it myself. 18 stone. And I've mentioned this many, many times. I'm waiting for the NHS to fix them both. And during all this time, and it has been some time, 7 months, inside here and here, people on YouTube, people on Twitter are ripping me apart. But nobody sees it. Why? It's internal. And this lady on TikTok earlier, be something she was called, and she was talking about men's mental health. Now, after speaking to Anita on her live, I told her I'd already done the video, which is uploaded, and I said there would be a second. Well, this is the second video, because inside, when my mum passed away, it wrecked me. Yes, I've done videos all the way through, but here I was wrecked. So those who are in my comments on YouTube, well, guess what? As I said in January, those comments that you've posted to have a pop, have a whistle or whatever, oh yeah, we'll rip into him again because he's done this and he's done that, his content is crap. Well, guess what? Your comments are on YouTube permanently. You see, I've come across situations where people have had people make fun of them, and sadly, those people, they're no longer here. That's the honest truth. The other day I was in the garden and I was on about stupid comments, and I raised my voice just a little bit, because this is my YouTube channel. And this video is basically about what's happening here. What you, in your comments, I'm a human being. I'm a Geordie. Things I love is travelling up to St James's Park and meeting fans. I used to use my mum's mobility car because you can use a mobility car if family are inside it. And that's why I used to take my brother's boys to the game. And when all of these different people turned around and said, oh, he's not talking to you, so it doesn't say at the end of the day when I'm talking to somebody else, East Corner next to the Strawberry, or at the food bank. I speak to lots of people because I care. And as I said to Steve Hasty at the beginning of this season that we just had, I told him that I had done something and it was going to take, a miracle. But I believe in miracles. I believed Newcastle would finish top 4. I believed that Newcastle would be in the Champions League next season. And I've also had where people turn around and some of the comments, wow, they just blow me away. Because when you look at it, yeah, we're supposed to be strong. Now, as I say, with that card, that's for Trish. And as it's been posted, people have turned round and they've poked fun at it. How can you poke fun? How? You get one chance in life. One. And what you have said in your comments on my videos, and you know, this goes back to November. The comments are toxic. But I've had to deal with those comments. There's just me here. Oh, two birds. Two very noisy cockatiels. They were my mum's. They're mine now to look after. And as I say, after I've done this video, I'm going to be sending Ruth Edwards, MP for Rushcliffe in Nottingham, pictures I took on my phone from my Universal Credit to shame them down at the job centre. Because today, this morning, I signed in to my Universal Credit and they have turned round and asked me to come back in. Now, when I asked for help, oh, we can't do that. Here's a number, ring the number. The number tells you, use your journal, which is exactly what I told them. Exactly what it tells you on the phone. So you now know everything that's going on. Now, like I say, my nana brought me up. I was a wild child. And my nana said to me, if you can help a person, do that. Give them help. Which is why that card is there. But if I'm helping somebody, don't take the mick. Because at the end of the day, like I said to people in January, if you take the mick, I'm not deleting your comments anymore. They're there permanent. And to those people who turned around and said about hitting 1,000 subscribers to become a business on YouTube, you're never going to make it. Watch me. Now, I said to one person, Steve Wraith, he was on 20-odd thousand subscribers, and I said to him, roll on 50,000. He looked at me and went, whoa. But I have belief. I really do. And I'm hoping Steve Wraith of NUFC Matters, I'm hoping that you and Sammy Mac can sit down and get this book sorted, because it's a very interesting story. Very. Anyway, thank you for taking 30 minutes of your time. I know time is valuable. It is very valuable. But this had to be done. And this video will take 2 hours to upload, because my broadband is crap. Anyway, give me one of them if you like it. Subscribe. And the best bit is, because I am opening up to you, share it. Because there are men around this country that bottle it up right here, and it destroys you. So, thank you.